in this video of the Idea Blueprint, we're focusing on E, which is engagement. There's a lot of different ways to create engaging content, and one of the best ways is by identifying the trends on social media for how to create engaging content. Whether it's the next dance trend or a trending audio that you might see on TikTok or Instagram, those things, they come and go. These are 5 trends specifically that are always gonna last. Now, the first trend is building a real connection with your audience, giving them the opportunity to provide feedback and even asking for it, whether you're doing polls or surveys or asking them to leave comments, so you can start real conversations with your potential customers. I was just on the phone with one of my friends, and he was talking about how he hates using social media because he doesn't like the attention. He doesn't like the doing of the social media and the connecting with it. But remember that the idea of social media is to be social. And if you actually care about your customers, you want to have those conversations to where it's real. So you can answer those questions. You can address some of those pain points that they have. And intuitively, what you're doing is you're positioning yourself as an authority to position your products and services as a solution to a lot of those needs or to those pain points. So using social media to actually understand what your customers want to talk about, the conversations that they want to have, and being real and open and honest. If you don't have the right answer, don't try and make something up. Talk about some of the different things and the problems that you're running into, some of the different things that you've learned over time that could help your potential customers as well. And this will start to create a very authentic brand because honestly, you're just being real and you're building real connections with your customers. So have those conversations, whether it's in the DM or in the comments, and really focus on building real connections so that you have real answers for your products and services. Another trend is working with influencers, but they have to be authentic to your brand. How do different influencers fit with the narrative and the storyline of your brand or your business? It's no longer the days of when a supermodel can sell a Big Mac and people will run out to buy it, or Michael Jordan will dunk on somebody and be like, hey, buy this milkshake. People look for authenticity now in social media, and influencers need to align with that. Like, I'm really into traveling and photography and business and everything like that. So I want to make sure what I'm talking about and the brands that I align with are aligned with those specific things, or influencers that we would use would align with those specific things. So talking about camera gear, talking about business and social media trends really makes sense for me. Outside of talking about like fashion and makeup and things like that, it doesn't really make sense. So as you're picking your influencers or those collaborators that you're working with to create your posts or your content, make sure that those influencers and collaborators align with what your brand's mission is and the vision of your brand. So the next trend is diversifying the style of content that you're creating, specifically to the variety of different platforms that you're appearing on. YouTube, for example. YouTube works really well with educating people. People are searching for different ways to do things on YouTube, and they're more than likely gonna spend more time, and it's gonna increase your watch time by being able to answer different questions that people might be searching for. TikTok might be a platform that is more entertaining. So taking a look at your engagement strategies and selecting something that's entertaining on TikTok would be really beneficial for you as well. Instagram has a variety of different content. One of the things that works best on Instagram is controversial ideas, because when people jump in the comments and they start arguing with each other, it drives up your engagement. So being able to set your opinion on TikTok and being able to provide different perspectives works really well on Instagram. And also it's a very visual platform, so being able to showcase before and afters on Instagram is very beneficial. So it is very important for you to make sure that you have a variety of different content for the different platforms. Of course, you want to focus on stuff that's engaging, that's entertaining, it's empowering, it's educational, and craft the messages specifically for the different platforms, as far as like the runtime, the length of the video, the style of the videos and things like that. Make them specific to the different platforms and create a diverse amount of content and see which one works the best. So in our last video, we talked about the different platforms and how you can kind of narrow down which platforms to use. So check out some of those details in that video, and the link is in the caption below. So check that out after you're done watching this one. So the next trend is quality over quantity. We all fall into that trap of listening to different influencers of saying, hey, well, you gotta post every day, you gotta post something new every day. But really and truly, you wanna make sure that you're posting quality content that really resonates with your audience, because what you'll find out is that it's not necessarily the amount of content that you're pushing out that's most important, but it's the value that you're providing in the content that you're pushing out there. You never know who's actually watching your content. Your potential customer becomes a fan of what you put out because of the quality of the work that you put out, whether it's always making them laugh, or it's always teaching them something, or they're always feeling something empowering when they're watching your content. So you want to make sure that all the content that you're putting out has quality over worrying about the quantity of content that you want to put out. And one of the best ways to do that is to build out your strategy before you start making the content. So making sure that you line up your content calendar and identify the different points that you want to create to make sure that you're staying on track. It's cool to sometimes follow the different trends on Instagram, but you also want to incorporate the majority of your content as something that's providing good quality information for your potential viewer that ties back into your brand. And the last trend is creativity always wins. Don't be afraid to try new things, whether it's different type of lighting techniques or editing techniques or showing something that you don't normally do. Creativity always wins. Think outside of the box. Try different things. You don't have to do the same thing over and over. And if it doesn't work, hey, it doesn't work. At least you tried. And think about it. What makes the TV shows that you watch really binge-worthy? A lot of times they'll leave you on a cliffhanger and it makes you come back and wanting more. So start incorporating some of those different techniques that TV shows and movies have been integrating into their content for years, and start figuring out how you can implement that into your content. So that was part 3 of our Idea Blueprint series. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Until next time, y'all. Peace.